There is a particular kind of financial illusion circulating among mothers at home right now. It presents as opportunity. It sounds like income. It is sold as freedom. But when you examine the actual economic structure, what you find is not a business model. What you find is a participation fee. Let me be clear. This is not about discouraging effort. This is about recognizing the difference between income generation and income theater, between building a revenue system and renting someone else's marketing funnel. The stay-at-home economy is now saturated with programs that promise 5-figure months from your living room. The language is always the same. Scale your impact, monetize your expertise, build your empire, but the underlying economics tell a different story. What is being sold is not a pathway to financial autonomy. What is being sold is access to a sales script, a community of other hopefuls, and a monthly recurring charge. The product is not the offer you will eventually sell. The product is you, your attention, your labor, your belief that this time it will work. This is not cynicism. This is pattern recognition. There is a structural reason why most side hustles aimed at mothers fail to produce sustainable income. And it is not because mothers lack discipline, or vision, or work ethic. It is because the model itself is designed to extract more value than it returns. Let me show you what I mean. A typical course-based side hustle requires you to purchase the training, then build the funnel. Then learn the platform. Then create the content. Then grow the audience. Then sell the offer. At each stage, there is a cost, software subscriptions, marketing tools, design templates, ad spend. By the time you are revenue ready, you have invested hundreds of hours and often thousands of dollars, and the income, if it comes, is inconsistent because you are not selling a product people need. You are selling a transformation people want to believe in, and belief is a volatile market. Now contrast that with what I call living room infrastructure. This is income that emerges from your existing domestic authority, not from learning someone else's system, from leveraging what you already know how to do. Meal planning for 4 families in your neighborhood who pay monthly. That is recurring revenue. Home organization consulting for clients who cannot function in visual chaos. That is a service with immediate ROI. Private tutoring for students whose parents will pay premium rates to avoid institutional delays. That is high margin, low overhead income. These are not glamorous. They do not scale to 6 figures in 6 months, but they also do not require you to become a marketer, a copywriter, a funnel architect, and a social media personality. They require you to be competent, reliable, and present, and that, economically speaking, is far more sustainable. Here is what most side hustle models will not tell you. The income is not in the offer. The income is in the upsell. You are taught to sell a low-ticket product, then introduced to a high-ticket mastermind. You are told to build your email list, then offered a done-for-you funnel for $3,000. The business model is not your success. The business model is your continued participation. This is why the testimonials always feature the same language: life-changing, game-changing, worth every penny. But they rarely include revenue data, because the transformation being sold is emotional, not financial, and emotions do not pay for groceries. Now let me address the counter-argument. Some women do succeed in these models. Some do build 6-figure coaching businesses from their kitchen tables. And yes, that is real. But it is also statistically insignificant. What you are seeing is survivorship bias. The few who succeed are amplified. The many who fail are invisible. And the failure is not due to lack of effort. It is due to market saturation, algorithmic unpredictability, and the sheer volume of people selling the same repackaged advice. You are not competing with other mothers. You are competing with an entire industry built on the promise of passive income. And in that environment, the house always wins. So what is the alternative? It is not to abandon the idea of earning from home. It is to reframe what that income looks like. Living room economy does not mean building a brand. It means monetizing your existing competence within your immediate radius. It means becoming the person your neighbors pay because you solve a recurring problem they cannot or will not solve themselves. Meal prep, errands, tutoring, pet care, home management. These are not sexy. But they are also not speculative. They are transactional, trust-based, and geographically insulated from platform collapse. You are not dependent on an algorithm. You are dependent on reputation, and reputation, in a localized economy, is far more stable than visibility. Here is what that looks like in practice. A mother I know runs a weekly meal delivery service for 6 families. She charges $200 per family per month. That is $1,200 in recurring revenue. She preps on Sundays, delivers on Mondays. No marketing, no content creation, no funnel optimization. Just consistent execution and word-of-mouth referrals. Another manages household systems for 3 high-income professionals who travel frequently. She handles mail, coordinates repairs, organizes spaces, manages schedules. She charges $1,500 per client per month. $4,500. No social media presence. No email list. Just operational reliability and discretionary trust. These are not outliers. These are examples of what becomes possible when you stop chasing scale and start building client dependency. Because dependency, in this context, is not exploitative. It is the foundation of recurring income. Your clients depend on you because you deliver consistent value in an area they cannot manage themselves. And they pay you monthly because the alternative is chaos. That is economic soft power. Now let me address the psychological resistance. Many mothers feel that local service work is beneath them, that it is not aligned with their potential, that they were meant for something bigger. And I understand that. But I also want you to notice where that belief comes from. It comes from the same cultural programming that devalues domestic labor in the first place. The idea that care work, logistical work, operational work is somehow less valuable than content creation or brand building. But economically, that is false. The market does not care about your self-concept. The market cares about value exchange. And if you can solve a recurring problem for someone who has disposable income, you have a business. Whether or not it fits your vision of entrepreneurship is irrelevant. What matters is whether it generates reliable cash flow, and in most cases, hyperlocal service income does, whereas most online coaching models do not. Here is another dimension to consider: time cost. A course-based side hustle requires you to be constantly visible. Posting, engaging, creating, selling. It is a second full-time job. And if you are already managing a household, that is not sustainable. Living room infrastructure, by contrast, operates on defined hours. You deliver the service. You collect the payment. The rest of your time is yours. There is no pressure to perform, to engage, to build momentum. You are not building a following. You are building a client roster. And once that roster is full, you are done. No growth pressure. No scaling anxiety. Just recurring income and operational stability. That is the $50,000 living room economy. Not one client paying $50,000. 10 clients paying $500 per month, or 5 clients paying $1,000. It is not about finding the perfect offer. It is about finding 5 to 10 people who need what you can consistently provide, and then providing it. Month after month. Without fanfare, without content, without a brand. Just service, reputation, trust. Now here is where this becomes strategic. Once you have that base income, you have leverage. You are no longer financially desperate. You are no longer vulnerable to every new launch, every new promise, every new program. You can evaluate opportunities from a position of stability. And that changes everything. Because now, if you choose to build something digital, it is not because you need the money. It is because you have the margin to experiment. And experimentation from a place of financial security produces far better outcomes than experimentation from scarcity. This is the part most online business models ignore. They assume you can build while broke, that you can invest in yourself while your household budget is underwater. And for some, that works, but for most, it does not, because financial stress does not breed creativity. It breeds desperation. And desperation makes you vulnerable to every shiny object, every false promise. Every upsell. Living room infrastructure removes that vulnerability. It gives you a floor. And once you have a floor, you can start thinking about a ceiling, but not before. So if you are currently caught in the side hustle cycle, ask yourself this. Am I building income? Or am I building hope? Am I generating revenue? Or am I generating content about revenue? Am I solving a problem for a paying client? Or am I solving a problem for an algorithm? These are not rhetorical questions. They are diagnostic, and the answers will tell you whether you are in a business or in a belief system, because the difference matters. One produces cash flow, the other produces exhaustion. And if you are going to invest your time, your energy, your focus. It should be in something that compensates you in currency, not in community access. The $50,000 living room economy is not a myth, but it is also not what you have been sold. It is not a funnel. It is not a course. It is not a brand. It is a small roster of people who pay you monthly because you make their lives easier. And that, in the end, is the most reliable form of income a mother at home can build. Not because it is exciting, but because it is real. Disclaimer: this video is for informational and reflective purposes only and does not constitute financial, legal, or professional advice. Any actions taken based on this content are at your own discretion and risk. All perspectives shared reflect observable economic patterns and are not guarantees of income or outcomes.